Hey, everybody, we're live from my studio. I'm going to probably put pictures and stuff on this backdrop, but I want to try to figure out a way to get it so it is like standing in a certain place all the time because I'm basically just taking it down and putting it back up. It's like a folding wall. So that's basically what it is, a little partition, but it makes it's a sound barrier too, and it hides the fact that this is a spare bedroom. So just real quick, I'm still doing the HelloFresh thing. So if you wouldn't mind, if you want to check out HelloFresh, I'm actually using it. I just got my delivery today, and it is go to hellofresh.com/BTB16 and use the code BTB16 to get 16 free meals, up to 16 meals, and 3 free gifts. So if you do that, and if you don't want to subscribe to HelloFresh and you like me, just go to hellofresh.com/BTB16 and stay on the site for like 30 seconds, and that'll make them think that I'm actually doing something. So that would help me out. We're just doing a quickie today. One of my former guests is going, first of all, he's going through a big move, but he's also getting ready to put out a comedy album, and he's doing some Kickstarter in order to get the physical copies. He wants to do vinyl and all that, and I just wanted to bring him out so we can talk about the album and what that's all about, and also about how you can help him out and maybe get some cool stuff. It's Dan Bublitz. Dan,
Hey, how's
how
it
are
going,
you?
Scott? I'm good. It's been a long time since we've got to chat.
Yeah, we're both going through stuff as far as moving and stuff like that, and you know how that gets. You just have to put your head down and go. So
Yep, that's
it's nice to catch up. But I saw that you were doing this, and I wanted to bring you on because you've always been a friend of the show, and I want to make sure that I can help you out any way I can.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Yeah, the moving's a big thing. I'm a little disheveled. I look disheveled. I threw my banner behind me to hide
Yeah,
the boxes that are behind me.
yeah.
I was
You know,
like, "Oh
I've
man."
got yeah, I'm the same way. I've got cabinets coming down in the kitchen, and I've got to go to Home Depot or somewhere because I got a stripped screw that I got to get out that none of my bits are working in, and my drills won't go through it. So I'm stuck right now. So after this, I'm probably gonna go get something to get that out and see if I can get the rest of the cabinets out. And
Oh,
so,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
lots of fun.
that's the same thing here. I'm actually after this. We got to run errands. We got to get some more things for the house we just moved into. So yeah, and very busy. Never
Yeah.
stops.
So this comedy album that you've got coming out, it's a little bit unusual. It's pretty cool, and I know the title of it is Strangers in My Basement, but can you tell me a little bit of background on it?
Yeah, so the reason it's called Strangers in My Basement is because I recorded it in my basement with a basement full of strangers. And what I did is I set up my basement like a showroom before I moved to Colorado, and basically turned my basement into a comedy club that would seat about 15 people. And I had this idea where, I had the space, I had everything I needed down there. So I thought, what'd be cool is I wanted to record an album. That was one of my goals for 2021. And so I thought, well, I can just do it here. Then I don't have to worry about, scheduling around venues or anything like that.
Mhm.
I could just do it whenever. And so that's what I did. I just decided to do it in my basement. And like I said, I did 2 recordings, and I had people on both nights. The first night, there were a lot more people, a lot more friends than strangers, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest. But the second night, it was packed, and I didn't know very many people. It was mostly
Oh, that's
strangers.
cool.
So
That's
yeah.
cool. And that was the old home base. That
Yep.
was you're in Minneapolis?
Yeah, St. Paul. So that was
Yeah. Oh,
recorded
St.
in
Paul.
St.
Okay.
Paul, and
Yeah.
yep, and now we're in Loveland, Colorado.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So as far as the album's concerned, I just talked to a comedian yesterday, and she's self-producing her album too. The one of the things I talked about is, and I learned about, is the benefits of doing your own is, just owning all of it. and
Yeah.
that way, if you get spots like on Sirius XM and stuff like that, you don't have a record company that's taking a percentage of your profits on that. So, and I think they take stuff in perpetuity for some artists. So,
Mhm.
but on the other hand, self-producing your own album's a lot of work.
It is. It absolutely is. And some of the pros, if people watching or listening, just some of the pros to having a record label release it though, while they do get that cut, it is easier for them to get in on Sirius XM than it
Mhm.
is when you're independent, just to throw that out there so people
Yeah.
aren't like, "Oh yeah, I can make it." It is a lot harder. They have a lot of contacts, so that makes it easier for them. So
Right.
that's why they get that big cut. But if you can get it on there independently, you're absolutely right. You get to keep all the rights to your material, to your work. There's no middle people taking any cuts out of it,
Right.
and it's all yours. But it is like you said, on the flip side, it is a lot of work, and
Right.
it's a lot of money that you costs that you take out of pocket. I had to pay for a sound recordist to come in and record. I had
Mhm.
to pay. They were the same. All these were the same people, but I had to have the sound recordist, and then they had to mix and edit and master and do all those things for it. And that's all things that I had to pay for on my end as an
Mhm.
independent, producing it independently. And then on the back end, there's post production things that you have to pay for too. You have to pay for to get your USB numbers for the album, to get I believe they're, and I could be wrong on this. I don't remember what they're called, but it's like a DCIM code or something.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but for each track, you need this specific code,
Okay.
which is basically what that code is identifying ownership
Okay.
of the tracks. So,
Okay.
and that costs money
I
too.
think that's DCMA. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep. That you're probably right. I knew it was DCM some. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And yeah, so you have to pay for that, and then you have to pay to distribute it and do all these other things. So there is some cost with it,
Right. Right.
cost and a
And
lot of work that you got to do.
and you're looking at doing some cool stuff rather than just the digital download. It looks like you're looking at doing vinyl and some extras. So there's actually a Kickstarter going on. I'm going to put
Hmm.
that up so people can see it. And
Yep.
this will
The
be in the
kick.
show notes too, folks. So it'll be
Perfect.
real easy to click and go. But tell me what you're doing with the Kickstarter and what people get if they help back you.
Absolutely. So the Kickstarter concept is really, it's the project is already going and it's going to release whether it gets backed or not. It just how it gets released will be determined by whether or not
Hmm.
the full project reaches the goal. And my goal is $4,000 for the post production. And the reason that is the as high as it is because I would, some of the perks with backing the project. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to raise enough so that I can release it on vinyl.
Hmm.
I want to do a limited edition press, so I'm only going to have 100 pressed. So it's going to be very limited. Um, and so yeah, so that's really what my whole goal is. I want to do the physical copies, and I had a really good friend of mine who is an amazing painter and singer songwriter, perfect, just a great artist, Brian James Hoffman. I'm going to give him a shout out. And he did a painting for the cover of the album.
Uh-huh.
And so another perk, that I'm trying to put out there is some prints too. So it's a
Hmm.
print that he painted. So yeah, so some of the cool, depending on where you back, because there's different levels on the project. But some of the cool things you get, the vinyl record is one. There's limited edition prints, there's digital prints, there's physical prints, stickers, all kinds of different things that you can get by backing the project, because it's essentially the project is really a pre-sale more than it is try to get this project going.
Uh-huh. I have to say the artwork is fantastic. I went to your Kickstarter page and looked at it. It's really, really cool. So I'm gonna back on one that I get a print so that
Oh,
maybe
that's
that'll
awesome.
be back behind me here. So
Awesome.
but
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it was a great
I Yeah, I'm
artwork.
an artsy type of guy. I just love art, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And the whole vinyl thing, it's funny. My wife and I went with another couple to the comedy club here and saw Chris Porter, and he's got vinyl of his last album, and
Hmm.
I probably saw 15 people get that vinyl album because everybody's into vinyl now.
Hmm. Yep.
I personally have some vinyl, but I don't play it because I'm so deaf I don't hear any difference. So I still
I don't
listen
know that I
streaming.
hear the difference in quality either, but
Yeah,
I do listen to a lot of vinyl. I
but
think
it's
it's
really
cool.
cool. Yeah,
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 it's just
and
cool to, like, sit there, listen to a record. I mean, you get the little the
yeah.
scratch sound, which that adds, like, to the aesthetic of listening to music.
Right, right. Yeah, yes. And just the ability to hold it and look at it and, put it up on a shelf or something like that. That's really, really neat stuff. And I got to say that the way you're going about it is really cool because I looked at some of the things that you're offering as far as for the backers of this and this pre-sale type thing. It looks like it's totally worth it. You're not your gives are as good as what you're getting, so it's really,
Mhm.
really a good deal.
Yeah, I
So
tried to keep it pretty, the perks pretty equal with, what level you back.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm really stoked. I'm going to get on and support it myself here right after we're done talking. And folks, in the show notes, and I'll be putting this up on social media too. Just click it. Click the link in the show notes, but it's kickstarter.com/projects /D Bublitz comedy /strangers dash in dash my dash basement. But and I think you can go to the Kickstarter site and put your name in and still find it.
Yeah, you can put my name in there, or you could probably search "strangers in my basement." And
Yeah,
also, you can find it through my website, which is just danbublitzcomedy.com, which is pretty
yeah,
easy too. So,
yeah. So everybody, I know that everybody that listens to the show is supporters of comedy. So let's rally around somebody that is doing good stuff and also, you know, doing getting to the core of what comedy is all about, and that's putting the album out and actually giving you a physical copy of it. So I think that's really cool.
mhm.
So thanks for being a supporter of the show. Thanks for putting out a great album that
Thanks for having me.
I
Thanks for
haven't
letting me
listened to
promote
it yet, but I know it's going to be great. Uh,
I'm and honestly, I'm a better comic than I was when I recorded it because we're constantly improving. But I got to be honest, I've had other attempts where I recorded an album, didn't like it, didn't release it. I'm excited about this one. So if
yeah,
I'm ready to release an album, it's got to be somewhat good
yeah.
because I'm proud of it. So it takes me a lot. This is
That's
like my sixth attempt. So
Yeah, excellent. Well, folks, make sure you head over to Kickstarter and either search "Strangers in My Basement," Dan Bublitz comedy, or just click the link in the show notes and get over there and see if you can help them out. Okay, thank you, and thanks for being on, Dan. I appreciate it.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, that was easy. My voice held out.